CNBC TV18, embarking on a quarter century of excellence.
Hey guys, good afternoon and welcome to Your Stocks. I'm Pavitra. For the markets, it is a bit of a muted day today, but after a heady run that we've seen in 2023, for now you're seeing around a 60-point cut on the index. It's not too much at all. The banks are down around 0.7%, so the cut is a little more defined over there. And for the mid caps and small caps, things continue to look very solid and have ever since, the word go. So the mid caps, small caps, both holding up with a near 0.5% in terms of a gain. But this is the final trading day of the year, so let's welcome in our guests and then we'll get to all of the queries that you've sent in. We have Astha Jain joining us. She's from Hem Securities, and then Vaishali Parekh as well, who is from Prabhudas Lilladher. Astha, Vaishali, thanks a lot for joining us on this final trading day of the year. There are lots of queries that have come through, so I'm going to get straight to them. The first one actually is about a company which is recently listed. We have Puneet who writes in from Delhi, and he says he has 238 shares of Happy Forgings at 850 rupees. He wants to know the future prospects of his holdings. Astha, of course, we've seen a lot of action in terms of, the new companies listing as well. I think Happy Forgings listed in around 18-19% kind of premium. After that, it's not done much. But this space seems very exciting, this entire forging space. What is your call on the stock from these levels?
Hi, good afternoon, Pavitra. So yes, talking about Happy Forging, it is a recently listed counter and it has given a good returns to the investors also. So first of all, want to say that those who have got the allotment and still has not offloaded their shares, then they definitely can continue holding the stock. First of all, want to give the price target of 1200. So this company, as we all know, it is into the manufacturing of a very safety critical, forged machine components. And the way they are performing, I mean, the financial performance was very strong for this company. And going ahead also, I think this company will continue to garner strong investors' interest on the back of the financial performance they will continue to show. So I think Happy Forging is a well poised to cater to the future opportunities at the present level, and one should remain invested in the stock with a price target of 1200. And those who have not got the allotment, even they can buy on the dips at around ₹1000, because I have analyzed this IPO in a great detail, so I'm just giving the price level. So at ₹1000 also it is an attractive buy. So those who have not got the allotment, they can buy at the lower levels for the price target of 1200.
Okay, that is very helpful, Astha. And, a lot of people feel like they've missed out on listings for not just this one, for a lot of these companies as well. So good to know that even at these levels or at around 1000, it is quite attractive. In fact, if you look at it, versus some of its peers, the valuations are very attractive. It's pretty much, it's pretty much the lowest in the pack as well. So it's holding well over there. Vaishali, you wouldn't have a call on this, right? I'm sure the history is too short. But would you want to come in?
But well, it's getting into a trend. So I would say, yes, it would be a good buy. But once, let's see some confirmation, it needs to cross the previous highs also. So that brings in further confirmation. But well, not much to say on this.
Okay, yeah, the technicals are very limited right now. Like we said, it's a very recently listed company. The next one comes in from Pranav Rathi. He writes to us from Orissa. He says he has 150 shares of Titan at 2000. So that's a good price to hold Titan. Currently around 36.73 is where Titan is at. He wants to know whether to book his profits or stay invested. Vaishali, comment on this one. I know Titan is largely referred to as a portfolio stock, one that you can hold comfortably. But how is it looking on just the technicals?
So technically, I would say it is showing some signs of exhaustion. Even the indicators are showing some signs of weakness. So, well, I would say definitely book partial profit. And if he still wants to hold on, keep a trailing stop loss of 3640. So below 3640, the trend is definitely to get damaged. So either hold with a trailing stop loss or totally exit if 3640 breaks.
Okay, got that. Astha, what is your call on Titan? Do you also think that you should book at least part profits in this, or do you think you can keep holding this one for the long term?
So for long term, I'm positive on this counter. So I would like to say that one can continue the holding with a price target of 3900, because the company has a strong vision to expand not only in the domestic market but in the international markets, and that's what we have seen, because they have opened now 13 outlets in the international markets. Apart from that, they are continuously focused on innovations, etc. So I think that all will be helping company in showing strong performance going ahead. and the company is seeing the strong demand. We have seen the festive season was also great for the company. So all in all, good investment to hold for long term with a price target of 3,900.
Okay, got that. 3,900 is the target on Titan. The stock, by the way, is done around 44% for the year as well. The next query comes in from Venugopal Rao, who is on the line from Andhra Pradesh. He wants to invest in the Adani group of stocks as well as in Tata Power. He's actually on the line with us. Mr. Rao, please go ahead. Take us through, what your specific query is. Are there any, specific stocks from the Adani group that you're looking at, or are you just looking at the entire pack?
No, madam. Good afternoon, madam. My name is Venugopal. I want to enter at current level Adani Power and Adani Total Gas, Tata Power.
Adani Power, Adani Total Gas and Tata Power.
Tata Power.
Okay, and how long can you hold these investments?
2 years, madam.
Okay, let's find out if these are, good stocks to get into right now. Astha, what is your call? Okay, wait, I'm going to go to Vaishali first. I think Astha is not covering this one. But Vaishali, what would you think about, getting into these names right now? He mentioned Adani Total Gas, Adani Power, as well as Tata Power. I know there's a lot of buzz in the Tata space, but how are these looking technically?
So technically, I would say Tata Power per se today. I mean, of course, all power stocks are doing very well, and Tata Power still has a lot of upside scope. So, and it's already started its new round of momentum. So now, if he has to accumulate, he should do so, but keep 315 as the support level and start accumulating, because we had seen the previous high coming at 345. A breach of that takes us to further target of 375 and so on. So I would say, yes, it is a buy, and buy even in decline. As far as Adani Power is concerned, that too is doing quite well. It is consolidating right now. So do continue buying at every dip. But well, market is going to be very likely to be volatile, especially the mid caps and all. So Adani Power right now is at 520. I would say keep 515 as a support level and buy in tranches. So if there is a dip, take opportunity to get into this stock, because the long-term projected target we see is from here on 580 to 600. So that's my view on Adani Power. And talking about all the other stocks, that is Adani Total, Adani Green, we have seen a good fall and then it's bouncing back. So I would say, yes, the trend, there is a reversal. We will see a good upside coming in. So my view stays positive for the same.
Okay, positive view on these stocks. Astha, I'm not sure if you're covering the Adani stocks, but if you would have a call on Tata Power or any other stock from the power space as well, because I think, our caller is interested in that sector, and I mean, who isn't at this point? So are there any power stocks that seem, interesting to you even after this kind of run-up?
So we are very much positive on the Tata Power, and first of all, the initial price target I want to give, which is at around 365, 370 odd levels. Talking about this counter, because we cover this counter also. So the Tata Power has shown already healthy performance on the back of what we have seen in the drop in the input prices. Going ahead, also they are working on the capacity additions in the renewable energy space, so that will be helping the company in posting strong numbers going ahead. In fact, what we have seen, that a correction in the coal thermal prices as well as polysilicon prices, it will also help the company in posting strong numbers going ahead. So I think, and the large capex is also on plans right now. So all in all, I think Tata Power is well poised to cater the future opportunities from here on also, and that's why we are positive on this counter. Remain invested with a price target of 365 to 370 if anyone has this stock in their holding, and if anyone wants to buy a fresh entry also, and anyone want to go for a fresh entry also, then also it is recommended. Although the price targets remain the same, that is 375 at the initial levels.
Okay, I'm yet to hear a negative call actually on Tata Power. This is the view that we've been getting from everyone across the board. By the way, the stock is up around 22% in 1 month. If you expand it, take a look at a 6-month kind of chart, it's up 50% on Tata Power, and the call across the board has been positive. So Mr. Rao, I hope that helps you, both a technical and fundamental view. Moving on, the next query comes in from Ashish Srikumar, who writes in from New Delhi with an investment query. He wants to invest in NMDC and asks if he can buy around 16,000 shares of NMDC for a 1-year horizon. Vaishali has a very specific 1-year kind of time frame that he's looking at. Stock is currently at 208. Do you think it makes sense to get in?
I would actually not agree to this, because it's in deep overbought. And well, I would always say wait for a dip, because market always gives a chance. There is always going to be a corrective move coming in. So ideal levels, according to me, would be around 170 levels to again get into this stock. So I would say wait for a dip.
Okay, you can get in around 170. Astha, your thoughts on NMDC? Only for a one year kind of perspective.
So buying on dips is recommended for NMDC because what we think that NMDC is, well placed to cater the opportunities in the steel segment on the basis of the volume growth also, because this company has shown strong volume growth, and in fact they have seen some sort of growth in the mining minerals also. So I think NMDC is looking good to us, but yes, not at the current level. So if some dip come, then it is advisable to enter into those level. Although if anyone has the stock in their holding, then they should remain invested with the price target of 265 to 70 at the current levels.
Okay, so maybe hold on a bit, let the stock cool off a tad. It has run up a lot, right? I mean, it's up, it's doubled in just 6 months or so if you look at it. So it's done exceedingly well. So maybe you need to wait for a little bit of a pullback and then you can look at the stock. We don't need to take a short break. Astha, Vaishali, please stay on. We'll be back in just 2 minutes and we'll go through all of the other queries that have come in. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Your Stocks, and we still have Astha Jain and Vaishali Parekh to answer all of your stock-related queries that you've written in to us with. Let's get to the next one. We have Suraj, who writes in from Kochi. He says he has 40 shares of ITC, which he bought at 440. The stock is at 464 right now. He wants to know whether he can buy more at current levels and accumulate, and wants advice for the next 3 to 4 years. Vaishali, your thoughts on this one? He's bought at 440, so I mean, could be a recent purchase as well, but he's willing to hold for 3-4 years. Would you suggest buying more?
I would definitely agree. So in any ways, with market in the current scenario being so high, I think FMCG on the whole would be a safe haven. And talking about ITC, it has hardly, it's just coming out of its long consolidation. So in fact, as a matter of fact, 440 acts as a very good support. 435, 440 is a good support band. And I would say keep buying this stock because I'm looking at a trading target of 480 to 500. And with a longer term perspective, well, I would at least look at 520 to 550. And from there on, we can have a relook. But yes, it is a good opportunity to buy at this level.
Okay. And would you suggest anything else in the FMCG space as well, since you mentioned that?
So yes, my view is very positive even on Dabur, on HUL, because I think these stocks have not participated and I think worst is over. So because we saw some run up coming in Godrej Consumer, but yes, HUL, Dabur, Marico, these are all looking very, very on a sweet spot to buy this stock.
Okay, got that. In fact, that entire pack is up and about today as well, while the market is down around 90 points. In fact, we have slipped a little bit more for the markets as well. 0.4% gone in the Nifty right now. The mid-cap index, which was holding up at a near 250 point kind of gain, is now just around 0.25% in the green. So around 110 points in the green for the mid-cap index. Banks, by the way, have also come off a little bit. 400-point cut that you're seeing on the Nifty bank right now. But what's doing well? You have the entire Tata group of stocks just doing very well. We were talking about FMCG right now. So Tata Consumer is the top gainer on the Nifty. It's up 4% right now. Tata Motors, Tata Steel, the other two to follow in terms of the top winners on the Nifty right now. Astha, your thoughts on ITC? Do you think that this is one that, you know, is a definite steady stock to hold for 3-4 years? And would you advise buying more at these levels?
Sure, yes. We are advising our clients to buy more ITC at current levels also. Although the price target is 500 at the initial level. So talking about this counter, it's FMCG other businesses really working very strongly. And we are expecting 80 to 100 bips of margin expansion in this business along with the ROC improvement. Also, if I talk about the hotel business, so hotel business will be definitely benefiting from the industry tailwinds which we are seeing presently. And companies also planning to enter into the segments like, agro. So I think this also will help the company in showing strong performance going ahead. So all in all, yes, buy from our side at the current level, although price target is 500 at the initial levels.
Okay, that is both of our guests agreeing that ITC is a good one to hold and that you can add as well. The price target is 500, what Astha is mentioning. But moving on, now we have KS Rao, who's on the line with us from Andhra Pradesh with a query. He says he has investments in Dish TV. Mr. Rao, please go ahead, take us through what your query is and what is the buy price.
Madam, I brought Dish TV shares at the rate of 52 2 years back. But the share is not going up. Can I hold it or can I dispose it?
Okay, let's ask Vaishali. Vaishali, what do you think about this one? I mean, clearly there's quite a loss that has come through over here, but does it make any sense to hold? Or would you suggest us getting out?
Well, so right now it's at a make or break level, but frankly, we don't recommend these stocks for a long-term perspective. This could be taken as a momentum trade or something like that, but I would definitely say that get into the front line. Could be a good banking stock, could be a good IT, and as for right now, we just spoke about ITC. If it's for a long term, I think one should be wise enough to get into the front line and good quality stocks.
All right, I think that is sane advice. Mr. Rao, I hope that helps you, that there are several other stocks that you can consider as well. We have been discussing a few of them on this show. Moving on, now we have Nimish, who writes to us from Mumbai. He holds 2,000 shares of NCC at 140. He wants to know whether to book profits or stay invested. NCC is currently at 166. He bought at 140. Astha, your thoughts on NCC right now and this entire construction pack? Do you think ahead of the election, it's probably a good one? Election budget,
yes,
all of that.
Yes, and we are recommending, in fact, we as a house has a coverage on that stock also. Our price target is 180 to 220 at the current levels for NCC because it is a strong order book of around 54,000 crores. In fact, UP Jal Jeevan project will helping the company in posting strong numbers going ahead also. And in fact, whatever revenue guidance they are right now giving of around 20% in their top line, I think it is quite achievable. So I think NCC is well poised for the future opportunities present in the sector. So we are recommending buy as well as hold. Initial price target can be set at around 180 to 220 odd levels.
Okay, got that. And Vaishali, what would you think about NCC? I mean, I was looking at the 1 year chart. It's more than double, right? How much more do you think it can run up from here?
So, well, I would change my view if 154 levels break. Technically, if you see the daily chart as well as the weekly chart, also the indicators, especially the RSI, it's on a downward trajectory. So, well, for a near term, I would say 154 should act as a support, and further conviction only comes above 172, 173. So, till then, just wait and watch. Do not make any haste, because as Astha also says that she has a positive view on this, I would say let's wait for this stock to trigger either side, because long-term trend is definitely intact. But if I'm seeing the daily and weekly, I feel, yes, let's wait, because 154, if that level breaks, then it's calling for further profit booking.
Okay, got that. That is NCC. I'm going to try to squeeze in one final query on the show. We have Monish Gandhi, who writes in from Bangalore. He holds 500 shares of Zari Agro, which he bought at 191 per share. So there's definitely a little bit of a loss that's coming through there. He is a long-term investor, however, and wants to know whether he should continue holding or should he just get out of this one. Vaishali, this stock has, of course, not done much. This entire chemical space has been quite shaky. So what would you suggest on this one? He is a long-term investor and is willing to stay invested if you think the things can turn for this one.
Yes, so in fact, they are all these chemical stocks, fertilizer stocks, they are all getting into a trend. And talking particularly about Zari Agro, it's doing very well. It is already in a trend. So I would say continue holding, because in all likelihood, the stock is likely to go towards 200 and perhaps higher. So for now, I'm bullish on all the fertilizer and chemical stock. Good opportunity to get into the sector right now.
Okay, good opportunity to get in. By the way, the high for Zari Agro was, over 600 rupees. So currently also it's down well below that level. But with that, Astha, Vaishali, thank you very much for joining us and taking us through all of these many queries that our viewers have sent in. Thanks for all of that advice. We're going to wind down on the show, but do remember you can email us all of your queries. We will also address them with our experts. We're going to leave you with some market opinion. This comes in from Andrew Holland of Avendus Capital Public Markets. Stay tuned. We have closing bell after this short break to take you through the final hour of trade this year. Stay tuned.
dollar would likely kind of weaken in that scenario. Metals will do well. And of course, we're all awaiting, and let's see if it happens, for some further stimulus from China, which again would have a great impact or positive impact for the commodity prices. You know, I've been talking to you many times about premiumization in the beverage industry. So there's many companies out there which will benefit from that, which would be in that kind of mid cap kind of sector. You know, government spending on defense, renewables. So those themes aren't going away from us. Those will continue, you know, for the next 2 to 3 years. So, you know, there's still a lot of growth in those sectors to enjoy over the next 2 to 3 years. We talked about travel and the hotel industry, and again, I think that's going to continue to increase. The per capita GDP of $2,500 now. It means people want more experiences, so you'll see more travel. So airlines, hotels will be a continuous theme for 2024. After the Fed pivot, it had to be in the banks, IT, and metal sector. So those have been the drivers of the index. We deployed, fortunately, you know, going into the back end of November into the elections, and then throughout this month, we've been, you know, luckily very, very fully invested. I think as we start to see the market consolidate, then we'd probably take some more money off the table, and then look for those opportunities, which I'm sure will present themselves in January fully for us.
CNBC-TV18, embarking on a quarter century of excellence.